Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on top left side as the blue Japanese, got VES, Anotand. Spawn on bottom right side as the green Delhi Sultanate, we got EL.loueMT. Of course, got the moss going up. He course playing Delhi Sultanate, which means advanced berries get increased collection rate. The Japanese can accomplish the same thing with the Tawara, or however you pronounce that, as well. Base of level 1 wheelbarrow, or sure, say 1/2 wheelbarrow with berry collection. When it comes to map generation here, something I'm needing to notice as well. It looks like green had all of his berries and deer spawn relatively close by. Blue's counterpart did spawn more in the corner, which may make it safer, especially with this nearby mountainside. Bit of walls there, helps secure it on up. And oh yeah, there's a lot of food on this map. I think a lot of multiplayer maps do well when they have a lot of excess food. Wait, does it seem imbalanced the food? I see one large, 2 smalls, 1 large. See 1 large, 1 small that spawned actually really close by to Green's Town Center. 1 large, 1 small. Okay, that's equal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's include this one. Okay, it looks like it is relatively even. I don't know why. It just seems a little bit off because I see 1 boar, 1 deer as opposed to everything in half and half roughly. Start overthinking some stuff. Sometimes you just have to count stuff and see if anything's different. We have now the Kira Storehouse being deployed in the field as a Dome of the Faith. Dome of the Faith gives you access to bargain bin scholars, while Kira Storehouse does give access to free farms, which is nice, as well as eventually a bit of wood trickle as well as 4 villager storage. That's assuming it's still there. Unusual reason thing have 3 arrows villagers, or 4 villager storage, but they don't provide any arrows. I don't know, this is a weird benefit about this landmark. But, and the thing as well, there's a lot of natural food in the map, so maybe not really necessary to go to the free farms. Though it's always a good idea to get those generated nice and early. Makes your need to consume the field of food a little bit slower. You now have the Daimyo Manor now queued on up, as well as the staple and field. You may go for the armored bannerman, the mounted bannerman. One way that the Japanese get a heavy cavalry in Age 2. Barracks now being built as well. Scout down south, and Daimyo Manor is not complete. Now you can afford 1 bannerman. Japanese players also can afford 1 horseman as well. Of course, Green has a large number of research going. Of course, that's just Delhi's Sultanate in a nutshell. Don't see the mounted bannerman just yet. You can see he has 1 total bannerman. And the bannerman does cost the same as a mounted samurai. I think almost identical to a mounted samurai, barring the fact that it does provide that aura benefit. I think statistically everything else it is the same as well. Going to Yuma Bannerman now. You have some Ghazi Raiders, which is a cavalry that hits harder but slower. Scout does take a shot there. You can see here the regular horseman has 9 damage with slightly faster attack speed opposed to Ghazi Raider, who has 12 damage and a 2-second attack speed. So roughly per 0.25, I'm trying to distill it down the damage comparison between the two. If you round it divided by in 2.5 segment, which is 10 over 7 versus 12 over 8. So the, which is a rate of 1/2. Yep, so the Ghazi Raiders do have ever so slightly higher DPS. It's very slight. There's need to get +2 versus bonus versus heavy, making it a little bit more effective. Not only hits harder but slower, it also hits even harder. So making it okay versus heavy targets. Not super great, it's more of just a soft counter than a hard counter. still only has +9 for siege, so it's doesn't get as much bonus damage. So the bonus damage may be equal or inferior to against siege. Not a big issue, since usually siege weapons are either alive or dead, not really in between. Geyser Raiders being supported by a good number of scholars. We've got some archers here. Good number of horsemen supported by a banditman. The banditman's really providing such a firepower, getting also +4 damage himself. So he himself has 20 damage and a good heavy cavalry attack speed. Geyser Raiders engaging the horsemen. These Geyser Raiders will fall back. He has scholars to heal them up. That's why he's trying to save them. Well, I just queue them up in the town center. More of the archers going down. You can't really save the archers. You can try saving the horsemen. Scout is alive, so Scout drew quite a bit of fire there. More of the Japanese horsemen advance way forward. Green Scout does go down. One Geyser Raider there, and looks like the rest of these scholars may be going down. A couple of these Geyser Raiders are severely wounded, so need to fall back to a fresh scholar. There's a couple scholars there. I think he unloaded them from that mosque to get the healing going. Archers firing away. Japanese player does not have any additional range armor, and the Sultanate player does not have any additional range damage at the moment, so completely normal there. And overall, looks like blue has a higher destroyed value than green, so a very good engagement there by blue. Geyser Raiders do offer cost 140 rather than 120, so a little bit more expensive. I don't think they... Let's see, they do also offer a little bit of health. Well, I haven't really sat down to the map see comparing the two. I think Geyser Raiders are worth the price, but they're not spectacular unique unit. They're probably more of a side grade in the end. Not about better or worse, other than able to be a little bit more effective as heavy targets. Okay, was it going for the floating gate? I first saw Temple of Quality there. That made a misclick, or maybe just a second guess. So Japanese players now aging on up. The Delhi Sultanate players are very far from aging up, going for a large number of archers. In fact, falling back to the free Shinto priest will come out very soon. Wouldn't be half bad to get these horsemen healed on up. Farmhouse now being established. Loading gate almost completed. Now Japanese player has aged on up. I wonder if that first Yoshiro will be going to a stable. May want to cancel the Mounted Samurai or try to go for the veteran horseman first. Got Geyser Raiders raiding the villagers. 4 of them does inside of the outpost. I do think the Japanese player really needs his out veteran horseman pretty quickly. It is... How expensive is a veteran horseman again? For those upgrades that you should just tap and grab. Cost 250 gold, which so the Japanese player does not have enough gold for it. Could cancel this Mounted Samurai, get enough gold for it. But it's running low in food and gold. Geyser Raiders standing and fighting. There are good number of archers here. They do have +1 damage. Japanese player does have +1 range armor. Can go for another +1 range armor. Well, I better go for that rather than additional damage. Right now, his horseman doing 12 damage, which is opponent's archer getting an extra damage for not helping out. So +1 range armor would be very helpful. Got a Wolo over there, which may not obtain those units. Horsemen straight forward. They're still just regular horsemen. They were pretty wounded upon advancing. The Mounted Samurai are falling back with the remaining horsemen. Does trap the Bannerman. A number of hardened spearmen. And now with the House of Learning, which will give them access to 5 unique research, or was it 6 unique research, I should say. I remember when it was 5, then it got increased to 6. A lot of things I always forget which things are changed within the patches, because I still call a lot of like Order of Dragon stuff by the original name, like Dragon Cannoneers, Dragon Villagers, when now they actually just had a standardized name of Gilded. Either way, we do now have the Veteran Archer, a lot of research, just to say there's a lot of research queued on up. It's Deli sold it. Just queue up all the research. You'll get it eventually. Currently right now, he does have total Scholars Garrison 0, active team research items. Oh, there we go. Scholars inside the mosques. And looks like Green does get some venison on in with his free Professor Scout. And these villagers now being pursued. Geyser is trying to protect them. Of course, he is going to be a bit far away from getting veteran research. I mean, Captain Gage with feudal age units against castle age heavies. Now we do have another elephant deployed in the field. Or not another, but a elephant. Elephants do have bonus damage versus cavalry at the back spearmen, so he will be effective with these mounted samurai. Gotta make sure he disables the deflection with his archers and other units. We do have now some crossbowmans being deployed in the field. Got the Holden Blades, giving his man-at-arms and lances +3 damage. And here's the thing as well, if the Deadly Summon would have gone for the other Age 2 landmark, the Tower of Victory, you can get some extremely nice man-at-arms with the House of Learning's Holden Blades and the increased attack speed for your man-at-arms. This warlord is meant to ward away these units. Does have enough units there to kill it off immediately. Mounted Samurai pursuing the Geysers. Mounted Samurai will win that fight. He's got some of these villagers there. Bit of trample on the elephant. I see these two wounded Mounted Samurai should just be rallied on back. You just simply move their order across the edge of the map and get back over here. Just keep them safe. We'll save them 200 or 500 resources, which is quite significant. Geyser Raiders being engaged by the Mounted Samurai, getting a lot of good hits there by the Mounted Samurai. Almost killing off this entire formation. We do now have the Pocky's research, giving his archers and crossbow plus 5.05 range. So I'm giving some pretty nice crossbow, especially particularly if he went for the Tower of Wonders, but he did not. Pumbaa has been slain. 10 villagers there, so 2 of them needs to be passed on off. Maybe 2 to collect us some delicious venison. Got some Onimusha now being employed in the field. Remember as well, the war elephants are classified as heavy. I wonder if they ever fixed the bug within the replay viewer where you see a gunpowder tower elephant being tripled up here. They did a lot of updates to the viewer. I wonder if that will be caught in the last time they updated the UI, the replay UI. I'm glad they put some effort to not only update this, but also even just improved on it. I would be fine with just an update before fixing all the bugs, but they went beyond that and did a lot of improvements, because I remember when the number of Bannerman or this up here was not exposed. One spring golden placement there. May get one more shot off, and does get impaled. Ooh, these guys are wounded. May not be a good idea to send these guys forward. Got some of these villagers now being pursued by the mounted samurai. Got some archers here, which is not great. Got a single crossbowman, simply not going to be enough. There's a round of crossbowmen. Does gun down. One of the samurai. Two of them get severely wounded. Fall back to a Shinto priest. We do now have multiple of the veteran Ghazi raiders going on down. Blue has a massive amount of force. Even go for some supplementary horsemen. It's not a bad idea versus all the crossbowmen. Onimushas are a mounted archer, which replaces the Japanese crossbowmen. They're not... I'm always a little bit indifferent about them. They feel a little bit on the weak side. They have less space damage. They still have... I think they have less bonus versus heavy, right? Yep, we'll buy one. Nothing too significant there. Party rations being queued on up. Palace of Sultan being pulled in the field, which is the gunpowder elephants. I guess we'll figure out soon enough if the one gunpowder elephant bug has been fixed. We do have 3 war elephants pulled in by green. There's 2 of them there. Even though the mass elephant and get healed by Scholar has been toned down to a certain degree, it's still very difficult to stop a stampede of elephants. They're highly population efficient. We do now have the lots of research being queued on up. The Mouthouts as well. Gives elephants plus 10% movement speed, which is not too significant, but it actually makes his elephants move in formation better. While slowing down the formation ever so slightly. Improves the war elephant's move speed to 1.1 in comparison to a crossbowman. Has a movement of 1.12, making them very, very similar, to say the least. And about to sneeze. Sneeze is not coming out, my apologies. We got a Diamond Palace there, which also improves the collection rate of nearby farms by 60%. Not too many farms at the moment. He is still devouring all delicious food on the field. There's actually still some good deposits here. This map is loaded on food, and I find the maps that have a lot of food on the field are actually really good maps. They feel better to play on. Since some civilizations really do have powerful farming and they do well on maps with not a lot of food on the map, because they can rely on that a bit better, while the other civilizations just sort of get screwed. While if there's a lot of food on the map, all the civilizations can generally make good use of the food. So I always find the maps of good food are the better maps. We now have Castle the Crow being deployed in the field. That's a relatively rare landmark. In this case, it will be quite nice to get some shipments in from this trading post. The others go from this trading post as well, which is probably not a good idea. Guys, raiders engaged in the map samurai should be able to be taken out there. You now have the Elite Onimusha upgrade. You know, I don't know the last time I've even seen an Elite Onimusha upgrade, because usually they're just only deployed in Castle Age. And they just had to go for the Tengashima Gunsmith gunpowder units. Yeah, and since he went for Castle Crow, he may actually rely on the anti-armor. But of course, the tower elephants of the... Wait, I meant that as a joke. Unless that was a purposeful scout, I don't think it's automatically casted. That had to have been on purpose. That had to have been purposeful scout. A very valuable purple scout. I didn't see how much resources carrying, but it's like 2,000 resources. It's actually really absurd how much, but the deployment is pretty slow. If I balance this out, I would say reduce the amount of resource drop off, but reduce the caravan timer, say, to 60 seconds rather than 3 minutes. Oh no, 300 seconds, 5 minutes. Because also sort of feels weird that there's a caravan carrying that much on such a small model. I don't know, it just, I think the faster shipment, rebalance towards faster shipments would be a little bit more, better balance. Since you can more gauge how much resources you get every 6 seconds rather than a massive pile of resources every 5 minutes. Either way, got the Mounted Samurai over here, quite wounded. He has gone for Elite Mounted Samurai and as well as Elite Onomusha. Elite Onomusha, there they are. Right now, they're of course fired by cavalry damage. And right now they have 16 damage, 13 base damage. And those gunpowder elephants have been fixed. Opponent of tower elephants, their armor kit to an absurd amount, it's like 14 range armor. This Japanese player needs to get a good condition of spearmen, honestly. Because the elephant play, tower elephant play, does not like to go down all too quickly. War elephants can go down a bit more easily since they have more counters in the form of crossbowmen. Tower elephants, they counter almost every single range unit because they have super high range armor. Including hand cannoneer units just don't do enough versus them. Horsemen are a counter to the tower elephants. Well, they do get bonus versus range, and tower elephants are classified as range. But still be a good idea to get a good large contingent of spearmen. Mounted Samurai taking a bit of damage here. Gunpowder elephants going for a bit of a drive-by. Got some elite crossbowmen. They do, of course, have plus 0.5 range. Now got some hand cannoneer Ashigaru, which are completely normal to regular hand cannoneers, if I remember correctly, even though they have a bit of a different name than hand cannoneer. It's just probably a bit more reference probably to other Asian Empires games, such as Ancient Empires 3, since you got the Musketeer Ashigarus and the Yumi archers in this game are called Yumi Ashigarus, right? What's the term Ashigaru even stand for? Either way, good damage there. The rock emplacement does do massive bonus damage versus cavalry. That does say out of range. That sounds like the Shogunate Palace now available. Mounted Samurai pushing their way forward. We do now have the Yakari Ire now being researched, level 4 melee damage. And looks like the Japanese player is blowing out a bombard and has a good number of hand cannoneers in the field. Green right now has 102 villagers in the field. Blue only has 99. A lot of attack markers. Let's just push forward over here. We do have these guys up here. Got a keep here. Does have the village fortress, so it has extra villager production. Blue's now pushing forward with a decent sized army. Bombard here as well. Crossbowmen and elephants need to start backing off. They're taking a bit of damage there. Crossbowmen should just start firing away, of course, which they are. Skulls get some healing, but right now blue has a pretty size, large force here. Elephants start to disintegrate a little bit. Guys are just trying to hit that bombard. Still got a good number of these mountain samurai here. And overall, the sheer quality of Blue's army managed to get some great damage done. These samurai pushing the way forward. Right now, green has a value of 7,000 field versus 12,000. Gunpowder elephant goes with the drive-bys. The crossbows are being picked on off. And green does back the game now. This is great saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.